Welcome back. Let's now bring you a CNN News 18 mega exclusive. We're learning that Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula has said that the Trump leadership is a historical opportunity for jihad. The terror outfit's claim is that the world is now headed towards a third world war, and that will redraw the global maps, adding that this is going to create chaos that jihadi groups can use as opportunity in the middle of widespread instability. They are looking at recruitments as per this version that's coming in from Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, which has also said that Trump's Make America Great Again agenda is to accelerate the downfall of not just NATO, but also Europe and the broader Western alliance system. So this is all as per top intel sources, and this is a big statement that's coming in from Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, looking at a third world war and also using it as a pretext, at least claiming to use it as a pretext of further recruitments for terrorism. My colleague Akanksha with those details. Akanksha?
Absolutely. In fact, these are inputs that have been shared by our Security Affairs Editor Manoj Gupta, where we are being told that the jihadi groups are in fact waiting to capitalize, rather milk the moment as the Middle East reaches a point of collapse, especially with the ongoing protests. Just a while ago, in fact, remember, Griha, we've broken the news that the death toll as far as the protesters in Iran is concerned has reached 2,000. And yet there are no boots on the ground, as had been threatened by the US President Donald Trump. How will he be able to protect these protesters who, as he rightly said, that are protesting for the sake of democracy? And now that the United States claims that it is the messiah for peace, for democracy, will it be there for the protesters? But more importantly, in the inputs that have been accessed by CNN News 18, we are being told about the strategy by the jihadists, where they are looking to capitalize on this divided global order, which is now shaping up, where you have countries like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, Turkey, all of them now join hands. On one hand, on the other, you have the Western, countries which are currently, in fact, sparring within themselves, because ever since Donald Trump has taken to power, he's ensured that the EU is challenged as a force. At the same time, he's not really giving NATO the much needed recognition. He's also, the steps that he's taken, whether it comes to, say, exiting the number of UN organizations or even challenging the NATO as a force, as far as a war in Ukraine is concerned, all of that is now adding to the advantage of these jihadists, who are now going to capitalize on this and perhaps look towards more terror launch pads, which already exist in Iran. There is already a lot of talk by Israel how they've managed to destroy Hezbollah, how they've managed to destroy other, say, terror entities. But will these jihadists now regroup? Will they reorganize the cadres? How they will operate? Will they be using other, say, digital means to reorganize and to restructure themselves? Is going to be interesting to see. But with the US President, in fact, challenging the entire global order, we'll have to see how Iran, which now becomes a major flashpoint, shapes up, especially through these protests. Because remember, security analysts and foreign policy analysts have already been highlighting that ever since 2009, 2019, in fact, even 2021 and 2022, this time around, these protests are very, very serious. And perhaps these jihadists could look towards capitalizing this very volatile situation. And that is the word that has come in from the Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, a word of threat that's already been issued by them. We'll have to see how the Al-Qaeda actually operates now.